Is it if I was or if I were? Which one is correct? What is even the difference? Hey everybody, my name is Alisha. In this video, I'm going to talk about the differences between if I was and if I were. These two expressions are used a ton in everyday communication by native speakers of English and by learners of English. So today I want to break down very quickly the differences between the two. Let's start by talking about if I were. If I were is used to talk about unreal situations. When you want to give someone advice, for example, you might use the pattern, if I were you, I would, blah, blah, blah. We use if I were to imagine things or to talk about things that are not true. They're purely fictional. For example, we do this when we talk about our jobs, our life status, and more. Here are some more examples of common usage. If I were a doctor, I would be a lot busier than I am right now. If I were rich, I would buy a big house. The key here is that we use this when we talk about things that are not true. The if I were pattern is an example of what's called the subjunctive mood. The subjunctive is something that we use when we talk about things that are unreal or not true. So let's compare this to if I was. If I was is used to talk about potential past conditions. This means there's a chance the condition was true in the past, but there is still some uncertainty. For example, if you had a really big party at your house last night and you're worried you might have been really noisy, you might say to your neighbors, if I was loud last night, I apologize. So that shows there's some kind of uncertainty there and you want to express that. You're not sure if you were loud or noisy, but you want to show that you understand there's a possibility that you were. This is when we use if I was. Here are some other situations you might use this in. If I was annoying this morning, I am so sorry. I drank way too much coffee. If I was right about my stock market predictions, I'm going to make a lot of money this year. The key here is that we use the if I was pattern to express conditions that were actually possible in the past. The if I was pattern is an example of what's called the indicative mood. We use the indicative mood to express facts or things that we believe are true. Okay, great. We know the differences. So what's the problem? The most common error that we see with these two is that people tend to use if I was when if I were is actually the correct choice. You'll find this error in everyday communication. It's in movies, TV, music, books, it's all over the place. And honestly, if you make this mistake, there's a good chance that people probably won't even notice, unless you're having a book reviewed for publication or something similar. Honestly, this mistake is so common that it's probably not going to cause any communication problems if you choose the wrong one. But to make sure that you always choose the correct one, remember, if I were is used for unreal or untrue situations, and if I was is used to refer to past potential conditions. Awesome, now you know the differences between if I were and if I was. You can practice this by making some example sentences in the comments if you like. If this video was helpful for you, you can help me by hitting the like button and of course sharing this video with all of your friends. Also subscribe to this channel for more writing, punctuation, and spelling tips. Thanks very much for watching this video and I will see you again next time. Bye! If I was right about my stock market predictions, I'm gonna make a lot of money this year.